The rising tension between the Labour Party and the Nigeria Labour Congress has taken a new turn. Just yesterday, the NLC grounded activities at the party's national secretariat in Abuja after demanding the immediate removal of LP National Chairman Julius Abure over what it describes as contempt for the leadership of the Labour Union, which remains a major founding bloc within the party. Benson Upah is head of information at the NLC, and he joins us now to provide greater clarity as well as to talk about how the crisis can be amicably resolved. Good afternoon, Mr. Upah. Thank you for joining us here on Newsday.
Good to hear from you.
Good to hear from you as well. Of course, we saw you in a report by our correspondent. You were very vocal. And but what has been said by the NLC to emphasize that Labour Party belongs to it, while also stressing that Abure has violated a court order on the ownership of the party. However, based on the events of yesterday, Labour Party has described the picketing of its headquarters and secretariats of the party nationwide by NLC as illegal. In hindsight, would you say that the NLC might have gone a bit too far with that action?
Certainly, NLC has not gone far enough. I do not know whose authority the Labour Party, on whose authority it pronounces the verdict of illegality. If there is any party acting in violation or contempt of the court, it is a Labour Party. I have before me here the consent judgment delivered by the Honorable Justice G.O. Akolawole on the 23rd of March 2018, which emphatically states that the first claimant, Labour Party, though not a trade union, is an institutional political party founded, promoted, and registered by the Nigerian Labour Congress on behalf of the Nigerian workers. That parties agree to convene an expansive and inclusive national convention of the party as stipulated by the party's constitution. This was the pronouncement of the court. And all we have been asking Abure to do is have this consent judgment enforced. But Abure has been moving from one pillar to another pillar. Are you here with me? Can you hear me?
Yes, go ahead.
So, you can, okay. But Abure has been moving from one pillar to another pillar. He wouldn't want this enforced. Yet this was a consent judgment, parties signed. And in fact, the item 5 states that the term of settlement shall be irrevocably binding on the claimants and the defendants herein. So, and this is intended, or this was intended to be implemented within 1 year. Abure has been shying away from this. And we moved from that to, on the 27th of June 2022, we had cause to enter another terms of settlement, but of course still resting on the first one. And it goes like this. This term of settlement is made this 27th day of June 2022 between Nigerian Labour Congress on the one part and Nigerian Labour Party on the other part. Whereas consequent upon the mediation brokered by the independent National Electoral Commission between the Nigerian Labour Congress and Labour Party, which commenced on the 26th of April 2022, and at which commitments were made for an improved cordial relationship between the two parties, consequent on the court judgment by Justice Gabriel Kolawole delivered on the 20th March 2018. The judgment, the consent judgment I mentioned earlier on. Subsequent to the resolutions of the 2019 National Convention and the 2021 National Executive Council meeting of the Labour Party, mandating the National Working Committee of the Labour Party to fill vacant and reserved positions in the National Working Committee, it is hereby agreed as follows, that the following persons are to fill the vacancies in the National Working Committee of the Labour Party: Comrade Ladi Ilia, Deputy Chairman; Comrade Olongfemi, Deputy Chairman; Alhaji Muhammad Umaru, Vice Chairman, Northwest. The nominations above are in addition to the statutory positions held by NLC and TUC in the National Working Committee and the National Executive Council of the Labour Party. This shall come into effect immediately after signing. Do you know, up to now, in fact, the agreement goes on to say that the following nominations from the NLC will be members of the Board of the Trustees of the Labour Party. They are Comrade Esoze Jofo, Chairman; Comrade Salisu Mohammed, Member; Comrade Lawson Osage, Member; Comrade Nojim Yassin, Member. Abure signed this. Comrade Ayub Awaba, then President of NLC, signed this. Alhaji Umar Farouk Ibrahim signed this as National Secretary of the party. Comrade Emmanuel Ubuaja, General Secretary of NLC, signed this. As I speak with you, Abure has not implemented this. Second wave of breach. As a consequence of this, on the 21st of June, 2023, he was written later by Nigerian Labour Congress on the need to respect the terms of settlement of 27th of June, 2022. And he was told to particularly refer to items C and D, which, of course, items C and D refer to the expanded and inclusive National Convention.
Mr. Upah, if I may come in, Mr. Upah, if I may come in right now, please. You've said quite a lot there, and you're trying to give us a better understanding of the issues at hand here. But let me ask you, in view of conflicts with Labour, within Labour Party itself, and now this National Convention imbroglio, don't you think it's putting Labour in negative light? You know, the public is watching regarding this. Is there any major organs, you know, at resolving this issue, you think? Please, briefly.
No, I do not think this puts Nigerian Labour Congress in bad light. All that the Nigerian Labour Congress is trying to do is to have the consent judgment enforced. This convention was put in place without the knowledge of Nigerian Labour Congress. Abure was here. He was here. He didn't tell us anything. He didn't tell us about the convention. He was going to have it done unilaterally, quietly, with a few of his proxies, in violation of a consent judgment. So all we are saying is that this level of criminality, this level of impunity cannot continue. Don't forget, we founded this party, we promoted it, we've done everything about this party. Abure didn't even become chairman of this party through any means lawful. After the demise of Salam, the next persons in line to take over were the deputies. Was Abure a deputy in this party? It was Maria who was to take over. He lured her to Benin. Said, okay, Maria in Benin, we are going to formally elect and promote you as chairman of the party. They got to Benin only for Maria to be locked in a room and thugs sprang upon her. Okay? Maria pleaded for her life and escaped and was allowed to escape. That was how Abure now had himself pronounced as chairman of the party. That was how he installed himself as chairman of the party, not through any process lawful. And it was as a result of all of this, we said, no, this cannot continue. And a court finally agreed and did give what actually became consent judgment because it was agreeable to all the parties in dispute.
But we certainly hear you.
And we are saying this impunity.
We certainly hear you.
So this cannot. So in effect, So, can you hear me?
I can. Please, just in about 10 seconds. 10 seconds, please.
Okay, fine. So we are not acting in violation of any order. We are not out to disturb any public peace. We are trying to ensure that the right thing is done and that there is strong internal governance culture within the Labour Party, there is discipline,
yes,
and that the consent judgment is enforced.
Well, Mr. Benson Upah, thank you for taking us through your side of this situation. We definitely hope that the Labour Party and the NLC can work together so that everyone can move forward. But for now, we'd like to thank you for your time and for joining us here on Newsday. Mr. Benson Upah is the head of information of the NLC.